Space Base is a simple-looking game with a surprising amount of strategic depth. I'm going to teach you how to play this game in just a few minutes here on Legendary Tactics. The cartoony aesthetic of Space Base hides, I think, a lot of strategic depth and a lot of interest here. So don't think this is just a kid's game. I think it's a lot better than that. We're going to take advantage of the tutorial provided by Nekonyancer on Board Game Arena to teach you how to play this game. It's not a hard game. It won't take too long to teach, and I think that there's a lot of fun to be had here. So the basic theme is that players are Commodores in charge of fleets of ships. And all of them begin docked at their stations here and are deployed as new ships are commissioned. You'll see what that language means in a second. Each turn basically consists of rolling 2 dice, which trigger rewards based on the roll that you get. And then the active player gets to buy a new ship. And then whoever gets to 40 points first will trigger the end round. So this is your command console, okay? There are 12 ships under your control, and each slot is called a sector, 1 through 12. And there's ships stationed in those sectors. We also get a random card to start with. Now, the number at the top right is 4. That means it's going to move into Sector 4 if you choose it. And this is a free card, so we have to choose it, but but that's where it would go. The cost, if it were in the shipyard available for purchase, would be 2 gold, and it provides a 1 gold bonus on your turn and a 1 gold bonus on your opponent's turn. I'll share what that means in a second as well. So we're going to click on this ship to confirm. Now, if you watch what happens, the ship that was already in that slot flips upside down, and the red portion of the card is exposed. And so the blue tab, then the blue ship, and what is in the blue square here is what the bonus that you would get if you trigger that on your roll. The red ones at the top are what you can benefit from your opponent's roll. And so you can get benefits on no matter who's rolling the dice. The old ship is now considered to be deployed. Okay, we'll talk about that. So my opponent rolls a 7 and buys a ship and whatever. We roll a 7. And now we have a choice. We can take the roll of 7, which would give us a 3 gold bonus, or you have the option of taking a combination of the 2 dice. So it could be 2 and 5, which would give us 1 gold each, as you can see. So the better choice is to take the 7 because it is obviously going to give us an extra credit. So we'll take that one and we'll activate 7, and now we get a chance to buy. Now we have 7 gold as indicated here at the top right, you can see. So we have a choice, and this is the shipyard. This is where people can purchase the different ships, and they're ranked according to their quality as well as their price. So the ships in the first tier here are the least expensive, but they're also the least impactful. The ones at the bottom cost the most, but they have the biggest impact. And the ones in the middle are obviously between those two. So we're going to, because we have 7, we can actually afford one on the second row, which is pretty good. So we're going to click on this guy to buy it, and that was in Sector 10. So it replaced the old ship here. Now that flips over and gives us 3 potential dollars on if our opponent rolls a 10, which is pretty cool. This here, the Saturn, is what they call passive income. So if you were to get this bonus, this would give you 3 residual passive dollars every single turn. And so they're really great, especially early on in the game. You can build up some great income that just comes in. You don't require a specific roll or anything. It just comes in drip, drip, drip. So anyway, so our opponent rolled a 4 and a 5. So we can just activate the 4. We don't have a 5, a benefit yet in the 5 space, just in the top tab here. So we get a free dollar there. And so we're going to take that free credit. And once again, the reminder that the blue rewards happen on your turn. The red rewards happen on your opponent's turn. So we would normally have to choose between 4 and 5 or 9, but 9 doesn't have a reward at the top here. There's no red reward, so there's no benefit to choosing Sector 9. So we'll take the 1 credit here from Sector 4, and that's what we'll do. Now we roll a 5, okay, and this gives us again the option of choosing 2 or 3 or 5, and 2 and 3 or 5. So 2 and 3 will give us 2 money, and 5 only gets us 1. So I think it makes sense to take 2. Now we only have 3 to spend here, so we're going to buy this ship here and replace the one in Sector 7. And then our opponent rolls again. So you can kind of see how it goes. This one will give us, on our roll, will give us 2 money and 1 passive income, which is pretty good. And if our opponent on our opponent's roll will give us 2 if we're able to trigger it. Now here, rolled a 1 and a 4. We only have 4 active for opponents or benefits on opponents' turns. So we're going to just choose that one and activate that one. I think it's important to mention, because the tutorial glossed over it, is that the red abilities, the ones that trigger on opponents' rolls, can stack. So you can see under my 9th sector here, there's actually 2 ships which have stacked together, which means if a 9 is rolled, then I can actually claim 7 credits. And you can, just like that, they will stack, so you can actually build up these groups of red abilities to get even better bonuses on your opponent's roll. And so they're going to zip through the next little bit. And now we got 4, and we got some money and so forth. So we're going to just demonstrate a few things that we need to show here. We're going to buy this ship here, and that gives us, again, a rocket, which gives us victory points. And as I said, there are a bunch of different interactions. A lot of them you're just going to have to play and learn. It's a lot easier than just going through, but the basics are here. So we'll just show you this this last little bit. So we rolled a 4 and a 6. So if we take 4 and 6, we get 1 credit and 1 victory point. But if we choose 10, we increase our residual income by 3. So we're going to take that one. You can see the 3 Saturns goes up, and that gives us money every single turn, which is pretty sweet. And then the game kind of flows from there. There are some abilities here. For example, this one is a ship which charges. So when you activate it, you receive a charge cube that can then be spent. So sometimes they will spend. So for example, every cube you have on here to a maximum of 3. You can spend on your turn, you can spend one of those cubes to reroll any 1 dice and gain 1 money as well. So that's pretty good. And even once deployed, even once it flips over and exposing this red portion, it still has a benefit where when your opponent's roll activates it, you still gain a cube, although you can only gain 2. And then you can do the same thing. You can spend it to reroll any dice. So as I said, there's a lot of kind of neat interactions that you can boost as you gradually improve your fleet and get things going. Here's another interesting one that has a charge cube, and you can use it to increase the dice sum by 1. So if you just missed your favorite ship, you rolled a 6 and you want to get it to 7, you can make that change. Now the ability is green, which is a mixture of blue and red, so you can use it. If you see green, it means you can use it on either your turn or the opponent's turns. But in this case, it has to be charged first. And remember that if you boost the sum on your dice, in this case, it doesn't affect your opponent's dice, just yours. And then, as I said, gradually you do move up to some pretty cool and advanced abilities and so forth. One last thing, though, is these are colony ships. And colony ships are available for purchase. They have a credit cost starting at 9. They're not cheap, all the way to 42. And they have also a sector where they will be slotted. Now, the advantage of buying these is that they immediately give you victory points. The other ones have to be activated, but this one gives you immediate victory points, and they're not activated by dice rolls. Now, the downside is Once they're stationed in a sector, so if we place this one at the cost of 33 credits in Sector 9, that gives us 11 victory points immediately, but that ship is there permanently, and we can never get any more rewards from a roll there. So if we use Sector 1 up, then we cannot get rewards from rolling ones ever again. And so that's obviously a challenge, right? So you got to time it right. You don't want to buy these too early, because otherwise, it could mean that on your own roll you miss out on rewards for the rest of the game. The deployed ships bonuses, the ones that activate on your opponent's rolls, those ones are still good. It's just for the blue bonus on your own roll that it's permanently blocked. As I said, they're weak, these colony ships, but they can help you to get over the line to get to 40 victory points. Now, when one player reaches 40, play continues until all players have had the same number of turns, and then the game is over. Whoever has the most points at that juncture wins. And so if you are playing this on Board Game Arena, you can hover the mouse over any ship, and it will explain in plain English what the iconography means, which I think is really, really useful. So anyway, hope this tutorial was of benefit to you. If it was, please take a moment to like, comment, and subscribe down below. And thanks so much for watching. This has been Legendary Tactics.